Alright guys, this is the final iteration of the SmartMoto installs. This is my 2015 Ducati Panigale R. As you can see, I've got it all tore apart, and my beer assistant is providing refreshments. Shameless plug. What we'll be doing today will be the SmartMoto block-off kit, which I will tear apart once I get the bike more where it needs to be. Thus far I've got left side fairings off, seats off, right side fairings off, and I'm taking out the electronic panel here. Once I get this out, it should expose a lot of what I need, although I know the gas tank's got to come off, which I'll get to when I get to, but I'm going to do like a play-by-play time-lapse type deal because you don't want to watch me doing all this stuff. Right now I'm about to cut some zip ties, move some wires out of the way, and I will use this to just kind of figure out where they are supposed to be. Got the coil pack undone. So we're making progress, slowly but surely. Alright. Alright, so this is the SmartMoto kit for the block-off plates. We've got 4 mounting screws complete with washers to install these plates. This is the resistor for the AIS motor, OEM connector. They've actually got that sealed, but I think it's shrink wrap. And then we've got the plug for the airbox. Then we've got 2 billet aluminum SmartMoto block-off plates that will be replacing the AIS system as a whole. If you'll follow me over here, inside here, hopefully you can see it with the light, but this is the AIS motor that I've just pulled the feed from that connects to the bottom of the airbox. This is the right side of the Ducati. There we go, got some light. So this is the AIS motor here. This is the cord that feeds the AIS motor, and the resistor that I have that came with the SmartMoto kit plugs in, and it's that simple. So I gotta get that motor out of there now because I've since just deleted it, and we'll worry about zip tying and everything when I'm done. I've still got to mount the block-off plates themselves, so I'm still working at it, but this is the motor piece, and I'm pretty sure this hose will get deleted once we follow it through. But this is the right side of the bike behind the control panel, the ECU, all of the cables, so we should be good with that. So I'll be back. Alright, so I guess I can leave this resistor plugged in until later. I don't think that block-off plate's behind here. I honestly don't think it's back there. Alright. You rolling? Yep. She got these flipped up. Yep. Okay. Alright, so we're on the right side of the bike. This is the ABS system here. And so I don't want to have to re-bleed everything. I'm just going to move it up. This is the block-off we're going after. And I've already removed the connecting hose, so the right side block-off is going to be here. Here's my exhaust. So I'll be removing this with these 2 bolts here, putting some blue Loctite on my SmartMoto block-off plates, and I'll be replacing this, and we're done with this side. Alright, so this is the block-off plate off the right side. It was mounted basically like this. Hose connector up like this. And this is the back of it. A little bit of oil in there, but this is where the air was coming in the motor. So we're going to replace that with the new one. And as I can see here, is this actually had red Loctite on it, so I'm going to replace my new bolts with red Loctite to make sure these are on there good, because it's not something you want coming apart when you're screaming down the road and that's what the reed looks like. Leave the reed in, do not pull the reed out. Leave the reed in. I'm going to get this mounted and clean up these holes, wipe this up a little bit, and then put this side back together. And I'll be back. It might be dying though. Back some. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Alright, so this is the way this was mounted on the motorcycle. And as you can see, the holes line up. And that's how it's going to mount on the bike. Now, if I was to use this one, not sure if it doesn't indicate left or right on here, but if I was to mount this the same way, SmartMoto logo would be upside down. I'm assuming if I look at the other one, so if I look at the other one, this mounts like this. So this would be upside down because this mounts like this on the other side of the bike and the logo's upside down. However, this one is going to mount like this. So logo up, there is a left and a right. Just look at the logo. Don't flip them up unless you want upside down logos, and then that's on you. But I'll be back.
Now I am.
Alright, so as you can see here, one SmartMoto block-off plate is installed. I've got red Loctite on there. They're torqued to spec. Nice and tight. Everything's cleaned up. Bolts went in beautifully. When you're putting these in, slow and steady is the way to go because you do not want to strip this out because as you can see, this is the motor and that'll be an expensive fix. But the cut is perfect. I mean, everything is like precision cut on here. I mean, I am like really impressed with the engineering behind this. I mean, this is really done well. The bolts are nice and good. It comes with washers. It didn't come with the Loctite, but it's available at any hardware store as a precaution so these never back out. Gives you peace of mind. Well worth it. But I am done with this side. I'm going to put my ABS system back in, put my control panel back in, and right side's a wrap. So I'll be back to the left.
Yep. Good.
Alright, so we got the last block off plate off, which is in here. And that bolt goes through this cover. It has a back plate, so you see both bolt holes, so I gotta slide the other plate in and behind it. And then my grommet, little aluminum grommet that I have, will slide behind this black cover thing, and then we'll put both bolts in there, which are here. Now the only thing we're gonna have to compensate for on this bike that this is not going to work with is this bolt is simply too short to feed through this black cover with the grommet in order to mount this. Now these are definitely, get down there, SmartMoto stock. It's definitely taller. So I'm going to add the washer that came with this kit to give me that distance to clear this by putting the washer that came with the kit, my back piece, which is right here for the cover, and it's going to go a little bit deeper than this did originally, but it shouldn't be to the point where we can't make up the difference between the thickness of here. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to get this one mounted up. And you know what?
No, keep talking. We'll just set it out.
That other bolt would have worked, except there wouldn't have been a bolt in here.
Yeah, it wouldn't have held down the plastic. That's what I was saying.
Yep.
Okay. Ready, set, action.
Alright, so we got the other block-off plate installed there, which, and on my opinion, that looks cool as can be. Like, there's the hose for the airbox. I haven't removed that yet. I just kind of pushed it up in there. I got the block-off plate off. I've got Loctite on here. I did retain the factory bolt, and I also discovered the bolt that SmartMoto sends you with the washer will work in this, except it won't hold this cover down. Now, this cover wasn't moving without the bolt in, so you can really do it either way. But the bolts they send will work with getting the plate itself up against the motor. So it's not a flaw from the way they send it. The only thing is this will no longer be held down. Is it important? No, because there's a hose here that holds everything in place, and then this is connected in here, it's snapped in. So this cover will not go flying off if you use the bolts they send you. But I chose to do it this way, which no harm, no foul. The plate's in, it's level, the washer's on, I got Loctite on, so both plates are now on the bike. Now the only thing left to do is pop the tank off, pop the airbox out, remove that motor, the SAI motor, pull the hose out, and then somewhere inside the airbox, I'm going to use that rubber cap that they give in the kit. I'll use that to plug the airbox, and that'll be the full installation. Then put everything back together and fire it up. So stay tuned. Alright, so we got the bike put back together, block-off plates are on, AIS system is plugged, resistor's in, everything's buttoned up. So now we're going to do a first startup, see if we have any check engine lights, see if the bike idle's fine. So here we go. And that's a wrap. Big shout out to SmartMoto. Everything they sent me worked like a charm. I'm going to put the link in the description to the AIS block-off plates and basically the whole delete system to get that stuff off the bike. I'll put that in the description below. Check these guys out. The shipping was amazing. The product was amazing. The communication they gave me was amazing. So I couldn't be happier. And now all I got to do is go out and ride this beast. Later.